Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mena High School as we are in Western Arkansas for tonight's 4A7 doubleheader between the Arkadelphia Badgers and Mena Bearcats. The Arkadelphia Lady Badgers and Mena Lady Cats will start things off tonight. Glad you're with us. This is Chris Babb, joined in the girls' game by Arkadelphia Junior High boys coach Garrett Garner. And Garrett, as you take a look at tonight's game, it's a doubleheader. We'll have the girls' game first. Obviously, this is the last regular season game before conference tournament begins next week, right here in this gym, and a time for both of these teams to fine-tune things, getting ready to go into the district tournament.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. The girls are on a little bit of a hot streak here of late. They've picked up a couple of big wins, especially at home against Nashville, and then going on the road at Hope in the last contest. And then tonight, Arkadelphia's playing. The boys are playing for a co-championship here tonight, and it's not going to be any easy task for either one of these teams tonight in a tough, hostile environment.
Take a look at the starting lineups first for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. Standard starting lineup for Arkadelphia: Mary Jane Adame, Jamari Whitaker, Hannah Fanaki, Haven Cooper, and Haley Nix will be the starting lineup for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. As we take a look at the Mena, as you see their starting lineups being announced, Garrett, this is a Mena team that defeated Arkadelphia at home, or at Arkadelphia, in Arkadelphia's home game. The Lady Badgers, we talked last game about the Lady Badgers really needing to take advantage of the offensive sets they run, the plays, that they're getting some open shots. They just got to be able to knock those down. Yeah,
the Lady Badgers last game lost 36-23, and at some point during that game, it was pretty back and forth, and then it seemed like Arkadelphia kind of got away with from what was working, and Mena capitalized on it. The one thing about this lineup tonight, Chris, is you're going to see a little bit more size in here for Arkadelphia, trying to get those offensive rebounds and perhaps limit the Lady Bearcats to one shot here tonight. We're talking about Jamari Whitaker, though, tonight. She's coming off one of her better games, was senior night against Nashville, and hopefully tonight here she's got a chance to push transition a little bit. And Mena, they're not really known for getting back as much in against teams that like to run. They want to set up their zone, and they want to try to milk the game just a little bit. So Arkadelphia's going to have to push the ball in transition and get into their legs early.
We do have the conference bracket that we will show to you as time permits, but we are underway from Mena. Mena comes out in the 2-3 zone quickly. Hannah Fanaki inside, gets a shot blocked. Rebounded to the Lady Cats, and Mena is on the run.
Really like to see Fanaki not use the dribble there and just go straight up. And Arkadelphia doing some good swarming defense of their own.
One block on each end of the floor. And now a foul is going to be called on the Mena Lady Cats. And we are experiencing a little technical difficulty with our clock. It's not wanting to run, so we may have to go clockless and just keep you updated on that tonight. The old-fashioned way.
One thing early on, Chris, is you're seeing that the Lady Bearcats are electing to full back Fanaki down on the low block, and she should be able to take advantage of that tonight. She's definitely got the height advantage, and if she'll just turn and do a good power move right there, she should be able to go up over the smaller back line of these Lady Bearcats.
Mary Jane Adame gets fouled on the baseline, and she'll go to the free throw line. No score yet. 7:20 remaining in the first quarter. Mary Jane Adame gets the Lady Badgers on the board first in tonight's game. We have a sub for an injured Lady Cat. 2 fouls called so far on Mena.
That's Paige Evans shaking up over there. She got hit in the nose on that first possession, and she's going to have to get a sub for her.
Mary Jane knocks down both of those free throws, and it's 2-0. Arkadelphia, as we have the score on the wrong side of the Wrong part of the scoreboard there. Arkadelphia comes out in man-to-man. Garrett, Arkadelphia has showed most of the season that they would like to stay in a man-to-man defense.
Well, that's their bread and butter this year, Chris. And what you're going to start seeing, too, is Mary Jane and Jamari both do a really good job of on-the-ball defense. What you hope is not right there just to fall asleep, and they are in a good set right there, a double low screen, and allow the runner to come all the way through. A little pressure here.
Arkadelphia expecting to see pressure. They do. And errant pass gives Mena the ball back. You got to be able to take care of pressure, and you expect that Mena will implement that full court pressure on a make tonight.
And Nix dribbled right into the coffin corner, and instead of picking it up and giving it to Whitaker beforehand, she elected to go ahead and leave her feet, and that's what you don't want to see as a coach, and tell them try not to leave their feet because usually they're going to get in a bad situation. Lady Bearcats do a great job of running a lot of different sets, and if they don't get the look that they want, they're definitely going to pull it back out and set it back up again.
They're going to make you play defense for the full possession and then try to get an open look. Thought that was it. Now Mena's right back out where they were with Kiera Kesterson setting up the offense, and now heads off to Lyle.
Third set, Chris, they've run in this possession already. You can tell that they're trying to make Arkadelphia work.
Three-pointer no good. Rebound to Hannah Finaki. And the Lady Badgers are now on the run. Let me explain what we're going to do with our clock. For some reason, it likes to stay with the 20 seconds there on the minute. So we will update it every minute as we get close to 5:20, which we are on right now. And we'll just monitor that as we go. Haley Nix gets a foul called. Another foul on the Lady Cats, and Haley Nix will go to the free throw line. Good penetration that time by the sophomore.
Well, a lot of times, Chris, what you always want to tell your teams are attack pressure with pressure, and then you see right there Nix, after the ball reversal, does a good job of putting the ball in her left hand and going up strong through contact. Now she's got to make these free throws and make them pay for the foul.
Misses the first free throw. That's the second personal foul on Emily Wagner, the 5'8" sophomore forward. So she will come out, and it looks like Paige Evans is healthy and back in the game as Haley Nix will try to break this 2-2 tie. Free throw that time a little bit too strong, and the Lady Cats are on the other end.
Got to capitalize there on the free throws and do a good job of making them pay for when they do foul. So far, Arkadelphia's done a pretty decent job of limiting them just to one shot. Got to watch Mena right here. They draw up a really good inbound play. You're going to get a roll back to the front of the rim. There it is. And
got good execution, good call that time, Coach. And Mena gets a 4-2 lead. Jamari Whitaker quickly the other way. Mary Jane Adame has the ball knocked away from her.
Good aggressive drive there by Mary Jane. You just like to see her maybe pull up one dribble shy right there and knock it down, but instead gets a little bit too deep, throws it away, and now Mena's looking to capitalize here.
Nice dump off there. The defense collapsed and got the layup to go, and now we're going to see more pressure from the Lady Cats. They're going to force Arkadelphia to try to handle the pressure. Another steal, but fortunately for Arkadelphia, the Lady Cats throw the ball away. 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. 6-2 Mena, and Arkadelphia is going to call a timeout. And let me just get in here, and I'll just go ahead and take our clock off and not try to confuse those at home who may be listening. Garrett, your thoughts halfway through the first quarter.
Well, early on in the game, Arkadelphia's definitely aggressive on the offensive end. We've got 3 fouls drawn already on the Lady Bearcats, and also from Arkadelphia's transition perspective, they're trying to get the ball out so quick and not allow them to set the press up. But what's happening is they're getting too much in a hurry. We're turning the ball over. We're leaving our feet and throwing it away. That's a great timeout there by Coach Klein, just really settling them down. 6-2, no big harm right there. But what you'd like to see is them maybe not speed up so much. Mena's going to come right back out now. It looks like in their diamond press. And Arkadelphia is going to have to be ready. Now they're actually going to go full court man, and they're going to have somebody floating right at the top of the key here in case they try to throw it over the top.
Ashari Whitaker. It triggers the inbounds play, and now Haley Nix will face the double team back to Ashari. Interesting there, you have 2 post players, and then a traveling violation is going to be called against Arkadelphia.
Well, what you saw right there, too, is Jamari, what you would like her to do, or Mary Jane, both come to the basketball. It seemed like they were kind of running from it. I know they were spacing the floor, but at the same time, go get the basketball and set the offense up in the half court.
6-2. Arkadelphia came out in its man-to-man defense, and Mena has been able to get a couple of chippies just like that one. And because of with some chip shots that have led to some turnovers facing pressure, the Lady Cats have a 6-point lead with 3:37 remaining in the first quarter. Arkadelphia got a good start. 2 free throws from Mary Jane Adame. They need a basket here, and the three-pointer is off from Ashari Whitaker in the corner.
Chris, the first 2-3 straight possessions, you actually saw them go inside to Fanaki, standing wide open, and they're playing right behind her, and you'd love to see them just feed her and get these girls in foul trouble inside, but they've settled for outside shots and continued to turn the basketball over, trying to do other things.
Nice dump there to Fanaki. You go up and draw the foul, and Hannah Fanaki is going to go to the free throw line. That foul is going to be called on, excuse me, I had the wrong number. That the ponytail was killing me. Allie Wright, the 5'5" sophomore guard, her first personal foul, 4th team foul against the Mena Lady Cats. And Hannah Fanaki with a beautiful free throw there, high arcing free throw, nothing but net. And Haven Cooper will check into the line, replacing Mary Jane Adame.
And that's what you like to see, too, is your big running from one end to the other and being rewarded, and hopefully she capitalizes with the free throw, unable to, but reward her for running from one end to the other, and now they got to get back and get a stop.
Also into the game for Arkadelphia, Olivia Locke wearing number 22. Whitaker checks out for the Lady Badgers. 2:51 remaining in the first quarter. Again, you can tell that the clock that you're normally used to seeing is not there, and so we will update the clock. And we have a traveling violation called. Nice double team there in the lane by the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers, forcing Allie Wright to travel with the basketball. And so once you get a stop, you don't face the full court pressure. And that's what Arkadelphia has right there, as Jamari Whitaker will bring the ball up the floor.
And I'm not sure the Lady Cats are a really deep team with their bench. It seems like right there on a dead ball, you'd see them pick back up again. It's giving the Lady Badgers a little bit of trouble, but they elect to go back and play the half court here.
Nice cross-court pass from Olivia Locke to Haley Nix. She's cut off on the baseline. Jamari Whitaker goes back and can't get the blocked shot. Rebound to Mena. It goes out, in and out. Jamari quickly up the floor, 3-on-2. Jamari's going to take it all the way and then kick it back out to Nix at the top of the key. Jamari for 3. Good for Jamari Whitaker. And it's 11-6. Good to see Jamari Whitaker get going from the field, G.
The senior did a great job of pushing the ball up, looked to get it back out, and heads-up play there by sophomore Haley Nix to go right back to her, and she stepped right in all rhythm and knocked it down.
Nice double team by Hannah Fanaki and Olivia Locke getting the blocked shot. Nice job of staying vertical there and not forcing or getting a foul called on them.
And what you're seeing, too, is they're going to make a pass, and once they make the pass, then you're going to see – I'm not sure what we got here.
We have the –
looks like
now we have a warning called on Mena, and Coach Wright's going to call a timeout to talk to the official.
Looks like he's giving a warning to their bench.
A warning, and Coach Wright said that was on the that was from the bleachers.
Wow!
And so he's going to call the timeout just to talk to the official about what happened.
Coach Wright's not necessarily one of the more animated coaches in this league, but at the same time, you know, sometimes we think that referees kind of have their ears a little bit too big and maybe listening for things that they shouldn't hear, but needless to say, he's definitely not happy about the call. But going back to the last possession, Chris, Arkadelphia is trailing the Cutters. Every time a pass is made, they're trailing, allowing them to cross their face, and Mena consistently is hitting that pass that's allowing them to get an open look at the layup. Now, they've gone to this inbound play twice here. They're going to set an up screen and then roll back. They're in a different set right here, so I'm figuring now that they're going to either do the same type of play just out of a different look, or you're going to see perhaps 2 screens and try to get a shot on the backside block.
1:44 remaining in the first quarter. Nice job by Hannah Fanaki of reading that one. They did go to a different set. They ran the first, the 2 other inbounds plays. They had the same set. Arkadelphia sniffed it out the second time. Now they go in a different set, and as a coach, this is a tough spot to inbound the ball from the very corner
Most
of the
definitely.
field.
Get the ball in and now get an offensive set going. That's a tough spot, as you mentioned, Chris. And now
it goes from running a play to score to running a play to set up an offense.
Good job there by Olivia Locke cutting off the baseline. She's one of the better defenders for the Lady Badgers.
Hannah Fanaki going to be whistled for the foul. Just a little bit late on getting Paige Wagner as she Paige Evans flashed across the lane, caught it about the 13-foot mark. And Hannah Fanaki came at her to contest the shot, but she was whistled for the foul. As we come 1:24 remaining in the first quarter, and Paige Evans notched the free throw down to make it a 12-6 lead. Kaylin Root-Sims will check in for Arkadelphia, replacing Olivia Locke.
Now they've got the foul on the scoreboard. They've got the foul at number 10 for Jamari, but I'm thinking it was on Fanaki from our vantage point.
Yeah, they just went back over to the table and
are they going to switch it?
Yeah,
okay, good.
That, yeah.
Even though it's the first foul for the Lady Badgers, you hope that doesn't come back into play at some point in the ball game.
Yeah, the official did go over and signal that the foul was on Hannah Fanaki, and that's just fortunate there for the Lady Badgers that the ball ended up in the hands of Kaylin Rook-Sims as Arkadelphia was out-hustled on the defensive rebounding on that free throw.
And, Chris, this is the lineup that I like. When Kaylin Rook comes into the ball game, she does a really good job of allowing Whitaker now to kind of play the off guard, play a little bit of the 2, and they play off each other really well. So hoping to see her come in and give us a little spark of energy with her hustle.
Nice job by Haley Nix of penetrating into the zone, missing a shot, but then getting her own rebound and putting it back up and in, 12-8. Talking to Coach Klein yesterday, Coach Garner, it's just a matter of making some shots. The Arkadelphia Lady Badgers have not shot well from the outside to this point this season. They sure would like to be able to get some of those to fall. That time we have a foul on Arkadelphia. See who they've not put it up on the board yet.
Looks like it's going to be on Fanaki. You thought might have been on Cooper maybe with the hand check before them, but that looks like they're going to give it to Fanaki coming across.
That's what I thought too, but it doesn't. It has 2 team fouls, but only 1 foul on the board, and we haven't had a sub since the previous possession when Hannah was called for her first. So there it goes. Now they have 2 fouls on Hannah Fanaki. So Hannah will check out of the game. She'll be replaced in the lineup by Ashari Whitaker. So 3 sophomores, the lone junior, and 1 senior on the floor. Arkadelphia gets the defensive rebound on the missed free throw, and Kaylin Rook-Sims will run the point. Moving Jamari over to the right side. Sure would like to see against this zone someone loosen that thing up and knock down a 3. Nice pass from Kaylin Rook-Sims, and Haven Cooper just traveled with the basketball. 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
You know, the last time these teams played, the zone really gave the Lady Badgers fits. They shot 12% from the three-point line, and as you mentioned earlier, they're trying to start knocking some shots down. Saw a little glimmer of hope of that the last time they played at home, but on the road, you know, playing in a different environment, a different gym, you're really going to have to make sure that you're focused and shooting every shot in rhythm.
It is senior night here in Mena as we come up on 12 seconds, inside position on the offensive rebound, and that's going to kill the Lady Badgers as Mena gets another offensive rebound. Makes it 15-8, 7.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It is senior night. To finish that thought, it is senior night here at Mena, but Garrett, in the senior recognition ceremonies, the girls only have 1 senior on this team, a young Mena team as well as a young Arkadelphia team playing tonight. Missed rebound, Ashari Whitaker with the rebound. The Lady Badgers are going to have 4 seconds, see if Kaylin can be able to get a shot off at the buzzer. Nope. Tries to pass it off to Jamari. Instead, Mena will have a shot with no buzzer. Looked like the auto horn button might have been turned off. So regardless, that's your final score, your score at the end of the first quarter. Mena 15, Arkadelphia 8. Garrett, Lady Badgers haven't done that, been that productive on offense that they found themselves down by only 7.
Well, you can see a difference when Finaki's not in the game rebounding-wise. We'd like to see Haven Cooper as well as Haley Nix, even Ashari Whitaker get in there and mix it up. The guards have got to come in and rebound. That was the thing early on, the first couple of possessions down. Arkadelphia was limiting them down just to one shot each possession, and now it's turned out to be that's kind of been the problem the past couple of possessions. You see an and one right there, and Lady Badgers, right now they're just battling through the storm. Only down 7, not really that big of a deal. Coach Klein doing a good job with them, settling down. You saw him over there really just saying, hey, we're okay. And so right now they've got to come back out. They're really doing a good job of attacking this zone, though. The zone's not very effective. It's not very big like some zones you'd see. And so Arkadelphia's got to continue just to attack the zone, finish around the basket, draw fouls, and just gnaw their way back into this game right here. I really still like, when Rook and Whitaker are both running the point, you really like to see them pushing the ball in transition. Looks like Olivia Locke's going to come back out right here now and look to continue to build with her defensive presence.
Haven Cooper and Ashari Whitaker are the post players in this lineup against this 2-3 zone. Jamari Whitaker has 1 3-pointer tonight. See if she can get things going. Ashari Whitaker is going to try 3. Good for Ashari Whitaker. And it's 15-11.
That's one thing that Ashari Whitaker has improved on this year, is being able to step out and knock some shots down, and did an excellent job right there, really just shooting it in rhythm. And it's a big bonus if she's knocking shots down like that for these Lady Badgers.
A good confidence boost that time there from the sophomore forward Ashari Whitaker. She and her sister Jamari, the only 2 have hit outside field goals so far for the Lady Badgers.
Every time that the Lady Bearcats set a screen, there's nobody that's really a threat just to pop up and shoot it. So they're going under every screen, not allowing them to turn the corner. Good job there by Cooper staying, and now both of them stayed and decided,
and
hey.
Both of them left.
Yep.
Both the Lady Badgers, I think you and I were watching the same thing, watching to see how they played the post. When you screen away from the ball, try to get the backside post player to come to the basket. Nice job by Haven Cooper of not fouling there, got lucky after the ball was caught, stayed straight up and didn't commit the foul.
What we're seeing right there, 3 times they've run that play, and the Lady Badgers aren't seeing both. They're not seeing the ball, they're not seeing the man, and then when the ball comes in, it's going right over the top of their head. Coach Klein may have to make that adjustment to be able to either switch it or perhaps get their positioning just a little bit better so they can see both.
Foul called on Mena's Tately Thacker. That's the 5th team foul called against the Lady Cats in the first half.
It's the lone senior too, Chris.
A good inbounds play there for the Lady Badgers. A touch foul was called from behind, and that negated what was a layup from Haven Cooper. That foul makes it 6 in the first half on Mena. That foul called on Paige Evans.
Arkadelphia's really moving around in that zone, kind of running a little high-low type set, got a little post up there. You would love to see Whitaker go ahead and just finish the move right there. Instead, she turned back to the side that she lost the defender on and then ended up losing the basketball. See a little bit of split post action right here, right off the high post. Once again, trailing, should have thrown it.
That was
had
good
him open. On-ball
defense by Haley Nix to keep Mena's Emily Wagner from seeing Gracie Lyle cut to the basket. Foul's going to be called on Olivia Locke. Lady Cat had one step on Olivia. Thought she was going to get away with the foul, but then she did commit a foul. Hannah Calhoun will check into the game. And Arkadelphia gets lucky again with a missed shot off of the inbounds play.
Well, there's no secret what inbound play they're going to do. And
5 out of 6.
So it just seems like we've gotten lucky on those. They've only converted, it seems like, one time. Great pass right there.
At some point that luck's going to run out. Out. Jamari to Ashari. Ashari gets fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line. That foul, I believe, was called on Paige Evans. That's her second, 7th team foul against the Lady Cats here in the first half. So from this point on, Arkadelphia will go to the free throw line, where tonight they have been decent. Maybe 4 of 7 now, as Ashari misses her first. Hannah Stockton, a 5'10 sophomore forward, comes in to replace Paige Evans for the Lady Cats, as Evans just picked up her second. Second free throw, no good from Ashari Whitaker, and now the Lady Cats have the ball going the other way.
Those are killers right there, Chris, because it's an opportunity where the clock stopped to cut this lead down, and coming up empty-handed is almost kind of like a turnover right there. You just want to be able to get something out of a possession, and so Arkadelphia's going to have to lock down and get another stop.
Mena has forced Arkadelphia to play defense for long possessions, Garrett. Nice flash there by Haley Nix.
Yeah, one thing about it, the Lady Bearcats are very patient on offense. If they don't get the first shot that they like, they'll pull it right back out. They've missed some opportunities right around the basket, and then they've not taken so many chances, and Arkadelphia's gotten lucky right there. It's a good drive and kick. Unable to knock it down, though.
It was right on line because she was right between our vantage point and the rim. Just a little bit too strong. Went into the hands of the sophomore, Ashari Whitaker. Hannah Calhoun in there to try to see if they can get some points from the outside. Haven Cooper kicks it out to Jamari Whitaker. She'll try a three-pointer. Good again for Jamari Whitaker. And it's 15-14.
Whitaker playing with a ton of confidence.
Really like the way she's playing. The Lady Badgers get beat down the floor, but Haven Cooper recovers and forces Mena to set things up outside again.
Arkadelphia got to see the ball and see the man here. They're driving right past Calhoun and kicking out. Getting to a little bit of their weave action, getting right in the middle of the lane.
Nice job by Haley Nix of getting that one to knocking it out of the hands, I guess, of the Lady Cat who was there for the offensive rebound. Arkadelphia is going to have to play defense again. Block shot into the hands of Jamari Whitaker. 1-on-2. What's she going to do with it? Goes from the left to the right. Layup. Oh, no good in traffic. That would have given Arkadelphia a lead. And now Mena quickly down the other end of the court and just cannot come up with the ball. Another break for the Lady Badgers. Great hustle by Arkadelphia getting back. Haley Nix and Hannah Calhoun.
And, you know, Jamari does a great job right there of kind of slowing it down and then a little hesitation and ends up being able to blow right past and get to the rim, just unable to finish right there. But Arkadelphia a chance to take their lead right here.
Ashari spins back into the double team over to Jamari Whitaker. I don't mind her taking that shot right now. She's hot. She passes to Calhoun. And now Arkadelphia will go with the 3 out, 2 in with Haven Cooper and Ashari Whitaker running the high and low post. Nice job by Ashari Whitaker of finding the hole in that zone.
We've seen Whitaker over and over again just stand right at the top of the key and wait for ball reversal. That time she slipped into the backside elbow and was able to catch it, take one dribble, kiss it off the glass, and Arkadelphia takes the lead, and now I give it right back. But they're starting to get the pace going just a little bit here in this ball game, and that plays into the hands of the Lady Badgers.
I thought that was going to be one more where the Arkadelphia just bounced the Arkadelphia's way. So we have a jump ball as Haven Cooper caught the ball at the high post. And then spun to the middle of the floor. And when the ball was dribbled, it was knocked away. Ashari Whitaker a little bit slow getting up.
She kind of got the wrong end of that right there at the bottom of the pile going for the basketball. You like to see Lady Badgers getting on the floor going after the ball. And
good to see Ashari walk off.
Cooper right there, when she catches the ball at that high post, she's so quick to make the move that she didn't realize the traffic that's around her. And
Hannah Fanaki checks into the game. She does have 2 fouls. And Arkadelphia will try to get a cheap one here, but back to Hannah Calhoun. See her Get your feet set, shoot it. That's why you're in there. They're giving you free reign. Get your feet set and shoot it. Jamari Whitaker. She thought about it, G, but just wasn't quite there. And Haley Nix.
Go up.
Nice job by Arkadelphia of rebounding, and now they're going to get the thing back out to Jamari Whitaker. Haley Nix shot that three-pointer, but didn't quite have her feet under it. Jamari Whitaker does. 3 for 3 for Jamari Whitaker.
Whitaker, heat check, knocking it down.
19-17 as Jamari Whitaker is 3 for 3 from outside. Great to see. Nice flash by Haven Cooper. Ball bounces around and is still controlled by Mena. Now a foul is going to be called on Haven Cooper. That is her second personal foul. So 2 fouls now on Hannah Fanaki and Haven Cooper.
2 Lady Badgers had their hand on the basketball right there, unable to come up with it, and it leads to a foul. But Lady Badgers playing with some high energy right here. It looks like they're going to go a little 1-2-2 zone.
1-2-2. Mena does have shooters. That's one of them, Lyles. Well, Lyles is out of the game right now. My apologies, but they're a high post. Contest there on the three-pointer. Wasn't quite there. Haley Nix came out, just not as hard a contest as you'd like to see from there. Haley Nix goes up. The layup is good.
Like a little body contact there, and one, but we'll take the bucket, and now got to get another stop here right before the half.
Strong second quarter from the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers as they trailed 15-8 at the end of the first quarter and scored 13 points here in the second quarter. And backside offensive rebound. The Lady Badgers get lucky again, and Hannah Fanaki's able to wrestle that one away from Amina Lady Cat.
Cooper lucky right there. She was out of position and didn't box out and was able to get bailed out there by Fanaki, who was able to pull it away. And now we're going to have 1-and-1 free throws here for Cooper.
Haven Cooper's going to go to the free throw line, as that foul was called on Tately Thacker of Mena, her second. So 2 players from Arkadelphia with 2 fouls apiece. That's Haven Cooper and Hannah Fanaki. Both of those players are on the floor right now. For Mena, 3 players. Tately Thacker, Emily Wagner, and Paige Evans. Thacker, the only one of that group of 3 on the floor right now. Now Gracie Lyle, there the outside shooter, will come in. Mary Jane Adame checks into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Hannah Calhoun, the defensive substitution there for Coach Klein and the Lady Badgers.
I know it's something that you want to have Fanaki in for defensive presence, but with her having 2 fouls, her and Cooper both, they got to be careful right here not to pick up a third one right before the half.
The clock on your screen is right. We did get that working, and so there's the three-point attempt from Lyle. No good. Another offensive rebound, though, from the Mena Lady Cats. Jamari Whitaker is going to have about 3 seconds to try to get a shot off at the buzzer. No good. And that is your halftime score. At halftime, it's Arkadelphia leading Mena 23-22. Garrett, your thoughts on the second quarter there for the Lady Badgers that saw Arkadelphia outscore Mena by 8 points after only scoring 7 in the first quarter, 16 in the second quarter for the Lady Badgers.
Well, Lady Badgers definitely started to calm down just a little bit, continued to attack the zone, and defensively they were limiting them just to 1 shot as they did on the first couple of possessions of the ball game, and it paid off for them. Obviously, Jamari Whitaker knocking down some shots. We saw her sister knock down 1 as well. So when shots are falling, this team is starting to catch a little bit of momentum heading into postseason play, and now you got to just limit the foul problems, especially inside with your 2 bigs with Fanaki and Cooper. In that zone that Coach Klein went to right there towards the end of the half, just trying to give them a different look, trying to perhaps preserve some legs here in the second half, and Mena made them pay for on the first time down with the 3, and then not too long after that, you're getting offensive rebounds and putbacks. So going to have to shore that up just a little bit, but once that happens, I believe Arkadelphia will be able to be right where they need to be towards the end of this ball game.
Let's take a look at the district tournament bracket that you see there on your screen. Sorry about the ticker. It won't disappear like it normally does, but we'll just leave that screen up there. The district tournament does start Monday here at Mena High School. This is the 4A7 district tournament. Girls and boys both played here at Mena. Monday will be 2 games. There will be 2 games on Monday. You kind of see there on the it's a 4-day tournament. You kind of see the 6 and 7 game there in the first column will be played Monday. The Lady Badgers, as it stands right now, will be the 6th seed unless they were to win this game and Hope was to beat Malvern tonight. Hope comes into the game 0-11. Malvern 3-8. But the 6-7 game would be Monday at 4. As things sit right now, Arkadelphia would play Hope Monday afternoon here at Mena High School at 4 o'clock. We'll bring the games to you. All the games from the district tournament we'll bring to you, and we'll let you know where those go and how those stand after the play is concluded tonight. On Tuesday, the winner of the 6-7 games advances to the second day. And, gee, as people look at this bracket, the bracket is set up to reward the top 2 teams. If you reach Thursday's games, you have qualified for 4A South Regional, which amazingly is also here at Mena High School. So we'll be in Mena for several times over the next couple of weeks, including tonight. But the 1 and 2 seeds after the double round robin automatically qualify for the regional. But the 3, 4, and 5 seeds must win 1 game to advance to that. The 6 and 7 have to win 2. So it really rewards the teams that finish better after the double round robin. I know coaches really like that as well.
Oh, most definitely. From Coach Williams' perspective and the boys' side, they're sitting at a 2 seed. So as you mentioned, they automatically qualify for regionals. Coach Klein and the Lady Badgers, they've got a little work to do, but at the same time, it's a little bit more of a favorable matchup, an opportunity for them to perhaps get a win here tonight, get used to the environment. I think a lot of people don't credit that enough, playing in a gym that you're fixing to have the district tournament in as well as the regional. So an opportunity for the Lady Badgers to build off of this tonight. Perhaps if everything goes well, maybe they do slide up into that 4-5 game. But all they got to worry about tonight is taking care of themselves. That's all they can do, win here tonight, and then hope that everything else takes care of itself. An opportunity for the Lady Badgers, though, as we mentioned, they're one of the hotter teams in the conference. If they find a way to win tonight, at least 3 games win streak there and moving right into the tournament, and anything can happen this time of year. And you want your teams peaking at this time of year, too.
That's right. The Lady Badgers are on a 2-game conference win streak, and this would make 3 tonight. But the 6-7 game Monday at 4, if the Lady Badgers win, they will advance to Tuesday's games. The winners of Tuesday night's games, along with the 1 and 2, automatically qualify for the 4A South Regional. If you make it to Thursday, no matter what happens in those semifinal games, you come back Saturday. You see there on the girls' side, the 6 p.m. is the championship game, and there the part that's cut off by our score ticker there just above second quarter is the consolation game, as the teams will have to play for the seeding in the 4A South Regional Tournament. So that's a look at the district tournament bracket. The boys sets up the same way. The times are a little bit different. But right now, as it is, the Lady Badgers would play Monday at 4 o'clock against Hope with a trip to the quarterfinals on the line and a matchup with what right now sets up to be Bauxite. The Badgers, on the other hand, they sealed up that 2 seed against Hope Tuesday night in the second straight game that Arkadelphia had a big first quarter, but they sealed up the 2 seed, so they have automatically gone into there in the middle of the bracket, the Thursday game for the 2 seed, and that will be at 5:30. And even if Arkadelphia, when they come into the game tonight with an 8-3 record, Mena's 9-2, but I think based on points and based on the first time these 2 teams meet, Arkadelphia is kind of locked into that second seed, and so that would mean them playing Thursday at 5:30 and then coming back Saturday, depending on what time, but depending on if it's a consolation or a championship game.
Well, this time of year too, Chris, you're telling your teams, hey, survive in advance, and Arkadelphia did their part by at least getting the top 2 seeds, so now they're going to get a chance to be rewarded, as you mentioned, with not having to play except basically in the semifinals right away. And so now if Arkadelphia can find a way to get a win here and then advance to that championship game, now they're looking at a chance to play in the top 2 seed in the regional, which you mentioned will be hosted here. And we're going to have some really good teams coming from that other regional. We may dive into that at some point during the broadcast, but there's some really good teams that are coming from the other side. Magnolia, we hear about Magnolia right now. That's where the state tournament's going to be at. Magnolia's playing 2 ninth graders and 2 sophomores in their starting lineup, and they can really go. Yeah. They can really go. And you got Camden, a team that we've had in our conference at some point throughout the years, and Monticello, and so you're going to have some teams that we've heard about, and so now Arkadelphia, as you mentioned, just continue to pad that resume, as a lot of coaches would say, and just continue to build so that way once you get there, you make it a little bit easier on your draw once you get into the regional and then on into the state tournament.
All right, it is halftime. Arkadelphia leads the Mena Lady Cats 23-22. You see the teams coming back out, and we'll be back with the second half in just a couple of minutes. All right, welcome back to Mena High School. You hear the Mena Pep Band in the background. Arkadelphia and Mena both ready to go. It will be Mena's basketball as we start the second the second half. Chris Babb along with Garrett Garner. The starting five for the second half were Arkadelphia: Ashari Whitaker, Jamari Whitaker, Hannah Panaki, Haley Nix, and Mary Jane Adame. Coach, coming out of the halftime break, a couple of keys for the Lady Badgers as we start the third quarter.
Well, you don't want your bigs, as we mentioned earlier on, with Cooper not being in the game and she having the 2 fouls. They're going to start her on the bench, but you don't want Fanaki to pick up her second foul here early on. On the other side, you're seeing Arkadelphia doing a good job of attacking.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's what you don't like to have happen.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
That's a cardinal sin in broadcasting, but you just don't see that very often. They inbounded the ball to the girl and then stepped right back in. Backcourt violation is not how Mena wanted to start that third quarter.
It's almost like they forgot which way they were going, and she threw it back up to the front court when she thought. Arkadelphia's got to continue to attack the zone, just as you see Adami do right there, and then get the foul. So Arkadelphia continuing to do what they did early on in the ball game, looking to drive it, looking to get it inside, and the Lady Bearcats just have it looks like that's Paige Evans. She just picked up her third foul, so Arkadelphia doing what they need to do to get her out of the ball game here.
Hannah Fanaki's free throw is short. Man, just that quick. You start the possession. You start 2 seconds into the game with a turnover, and then 19 seconds into the half, Paige Evans, the 6-foot junior, picks up her third personal foul, and that was bad place at the bad time in the case of Evans, as Mary Jane Adame had her shot knocked away into the hands of Fanaki, and then Fanaki was able to draw the foul.
You hate for players to just get easy shots and easy layups right there around the basket, but knowing that Evans has 2 fouls already, you almost just say, you know what, let's just go ahead and let her get it, and we'll just kind of live with it so that way we don't pick up a cheap one, because she's not doing anything for her team sitting over there on the side right now.
Gee, this is just a case, if you're Mena, where the bounces have not gone your way. If you're Arkadelphia, you got to find a way to take advantage of those, because you are getting some bounces on the road that you would not normally count on getting. And
Arkadelphia's doing a great job in patience once they get to this end too, and not speeding up and not turning the ball over. And so now that's another thing that plays into the ball game. If Mena's not able to capitalize on their end, Arkadelphia's kind of almost playing keep away on this end. As soon as I say that, of course, you throw it away.
And Hannah got to know when to give that one up. That's your third personal foul on Hannah Fanaki. So just that quickly, the 2 bigs for each team get their third personal fouls. And Haven Cooper will check into the lineup replacing Hannah. And
It's not a good heads-up play there by Funaki, really. I mean, you understand she's fighting for the basketball, but once again, it's not necessarily been so ticky-tacky in this game, but you just don't want to leave it up to the refs to make a call like that. Just go ahead and get on back on defense and live to play another possession.
So Funaki picks up her third. She comes out. The second possession in a row, G, that Mena has gone with the skip pass over the zone. Now a foul's going to be called. I don't know who he's going to call it. He's going to call that on Haven Cooper.
Wow.
So now that's her third personal foul.
And that, to me, I thought maybe more have been Nick's, but it looks like he might have been saying that was
it was on
the
Cooper,
body.
And I think it was just because she was out of position. She caught herself out of position on the rebound, and then on the putback, she committed the foul, and now we're tied at 24.
What you may see now is they may decide to go a little bit smaller, decide to put Whitaker and Nix in, and it looks like Olivia Locke is coming into the game. So now they may go more with a guard-oriented lineup as Whitaker lets it fly from the corner. Comes up short right there. The Lady Bearcats don't seem to push the ball that much in transition. They'll get it down, and if they don't get a set quick, and they're going to pull it right back out. And they've thrown that skip over 3 straight times down now, looking for a three. And Arkadelphia, in a sense, has done a decent job. And that's going to be Cooper's fourth, isn't it?
Just let the girl cross right in front of her face and put yourself in bad position, and that's the 4th personal foul on Haven Cooper. The last dead ball, they sent the sub in, but they couldn't get her out in time before she picked up her 4th personal foul.
That's just one of those deals you hate it as a coach. You couldn't even get the sub in quick enough, and before she picks up her 4th foul, she stepped out of bounds right there.
They're going to leave that ball with Mena. Double screen on the backside. Interesting call, interesting play set up there. Thought they might be trying to get something to reverse it, but they don't get the shot, so they come set the offense up. Nice job there by Jamari Whitaker of not letting Gracie Lyle cross in front of her face. As soon as I say that, Mena's able to cross in front of the face of the Lady Badger, and they just can't get the chippies to go.
That just makes you want to bang your head, really, too, because you've got that opportunity right there for Mena to take the lead. Instead, good transition offense back. Whitaker kicking it up to Locke, and now Arkadelphia's got the lead.
Good looking basket that time by Olivia Locke. And then Gracie Lyle drives through the Lady Badger defense to tie things up.
Love to see Mary Jane take one more step over, cut her off, force her to pass it out, maybe take the charge. Instead, didn't get all the way there. She split between them. Good left-hand layup there for the Lady Bearcats, Gracie Lyle. High post is exposed, so Lady Badgers might have an opportunity to attack that area.
Jamari Whitaker will try another three. It's off, no good. It's going to go out of bounds over to the Lady Cats.
One thing you would like to see, too, is I know Mary Jane's not known for shooting as much, but she's got to prove to these Lady Bearcats that she's willing to take that shot. They're starting to sag off a little bit and take away some things, and so she's got to be a threat when she is out there. Going to be a moving screen there. Good job there by Mary Jane of being aggressive and trying to get through the screen. And looks like we've got Kaylin Rook coming into the ball game. Let's see if she's coming in for Mary Jane. Looks like she is. So they're going with a little bit more up-tempo lineup right here. And as you look on the floor, we saw this lineup against Nashville in the last home game on senior night. This was the group that continued to make the run. You've got 4 sophomores, and the lone senior is Jamari Whitaker. So an opportunity here for perhaps the Lady Badgers to get a little youth spark as they look to perhaps take the lead here on this possession.
Gee, this is a nice facility here at Mena High School, a large facility. When we pan back to the other end, those can probably see how big it is, but it is just an eerie sound. There's just not very much noise in this gym, and that could be partly because the Lady Badgers are taking Mena out of the and not out of their normal rhythm, but this is just an eerie quietness to the arena, and there Mena forces another unforced error.
Well, and it's not like for a lack of crowd either. I mean, the place is, like you said, senior night, so they definitely have a good home crowd. But as you mentioned, Lady Badgers doing everything they can to take the home crowd out of it. And as we expect probably here in the second game, though, I'm figuring there's going to be a little bit more different.
A little bit different atmosphere. A little bit different pace to a game, too. Olivia Locke's going to spot up for three. Good-looking shot. Nice job by Ashari Whitaker of knowing when you didn't have position and not committing the foul on that rebound. Olivia Locke had a good look at it, just couldn't quite get it to fall, and we're still tied, coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Low-scoring third quarter to this point. Nice job by Kaylin of not letting Kesterson cross in front of her face and get the easy backdoor layup.
Once again, Lady Bearcats go into a quick set, trying to get a quick hitter, not there, and they're going to pull it right back out. Good job there by Locke of getting her hand on it. It looks like Arkadelphia will steal the possession away right here. So good job there by getting the hand on the basketball deflection. And now Arkadelphia needs to try to take the lead right here as they push it in transition.
Kaylin Rook pushes it up quickly from Jamari Whitaker. Ashari Whitaker from 15. It's good, and the Lady Badgers are on top again.
And, Chris, you can't say enough about the experience that these four players have playing with one another as they've been playing since 7th grade together. And right there, it was almost like Kaylin just knew where Ashari was going to be, and she steps right in at the elbow and knocks it down and gives the Lady Badgers the lead.
Now, cross screen there, and the Lady Badgers don't defend that one like they have the previous possessions, and Mena is able to get an easy one to tie it up.
As we say, on one end, you see the experience together. You see a little bit of the inexperience and the communication level right there, and they'll get that worked out as they move through their careers, but unfortunate right there to give up an easy shot.
Olivia Locke for three, short. Rebound to Mena.
Locke can definitely knock the shot down. Maybe a little bit out of rhythm, not as much in as you would see. And
looked a little tentative on that shot rather than getting her leg. Didn't have her legs under her. Kaylin Rook's going to look like she caused a travel, but it wasn't called. And three-pointer no good. Rebound to Ashari Whitaker. Jamari quickly ahead. Pass is stolen by Kesterson. Jamari thought she had the angle to get to Kaylin Rook-Sims. Nice job by Kiara Kesterson of getting a hand on that one and stepping in. And now we have another cross screen. Help wasn't there. And Mena takes the lead again, the second possession in a row where those same two players have been able to successfully run a little cross screen there in the middle of the lane.
The possession before that where Jamari was trying to push the ball down the floor, it looked like Kaylin might have been a little bit more in running, and as you mentioned, Kesterson was able to undercut that right there. And a good idea by both players of trying to push the ball, just unable to connect. And Lady Badgers, with 44 seconds here, could hold for the last possession, but that's just not their style.
Ashari Whitaker from 17, no good. Rebound to Mena, and the Bearcats get behind the Lady Badgers, no good. But now the Lady Badgers will be able to get a layup in transition. Kaylin Rook-Sims with the layup, and it's good. That time Jamari was able to get it to Kaylin behind the defense, and we're tied again as Mena will most likely try to hold for the last possession with 15 seconds remaining.
You're going to see that cross screen right here again, and they're going to go right back to it. Straight up here by Ashari. Lost the ball. Great job there. Push. You're going
to have time. 4, 3. Nice cross-court pass. Olivia Locke at the buzzer. No good, but a good transition possession that time by the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. And, we go into the fourth quarter tied at 30.
Once again, the Lady Badgers here this last 8 minutes continue to push the ball in transition because you're seeing that the Lady Bearcats aren't being able to get up and down the floor as easy. And right there, clear example, pushing the ball up, getting Kaylin Rook an easy layup, and also had an opportunity right there before the buzzer went off to Olivia Locke. I'm thinking now the most important thing is We'll be curious to see if Coach Klein's going to go right back to Fanaki. I figure he will, even though she's got 3 fouls. I figure go right back to her. Cooper's probably going to stay out just for a little bit with those 4. You're probably looking to try to get at least a few extra minutes out of your reserves, and then perhaps look to get her right back in this ball game. But Fanaki could dominate inside right here to finish this ball game if Arkadelphia be patient and look to get it to her on the block. They're playing right behind her.
You also expect it's going to be Mena's ball coming out. You also, having Hannah Fanaki in there, shores up the defense, and Mena was able to get a couple of those cross screens, but she's also got to be careful not to draw that fifth foul if they go back to that look.
Perhaps that Coach Klein has even mentioned to him maybe about switching on that screen, or at least helping just a little bit longer and then recovering back. And so we'll see if Mena can get the ball in right here without throwing it back court as they did to start the half.
Kesterson was set up there for it, and Arkadelphia is going to come out in a 1-3-1 zone as opposed to the Mena little wrinkle there thrown in defensively by Arkadelphia.
I really like this call here by Coach Klein. You're not exposing Fanaki, it would appear, to perhaps as much, and Nix just standing still, not watching, and didn't drop all the way, and now allows an easy basket. I still think it was a great call there to switch it up. It's something they haven't used all night, and now you're going to see the Bearcats are really going to full front the high post, or I'm sorry, the low post, and so now shots should appear just a little bit more easier. Kind of see if Mary Jane's going to make herself a little bit more aggressive. She's going to have to step up and be ready to knock a shot down if it presents itself.
Nice skip pass from Jamari. I think Haley might have gotten away with a little extra step there. She's going to penetrate in. Nice dish off to Fanaki on the block shot, but can't get the chippy to go, and Mena has the ball going the other way. Nice job by Jamari Whitaker of knocking that one out of bounds, stopping the Mena transition.
As a stat guy right there, I'm definitely giving her the assist, having this shot going, even though it appears it was a shot attempt. But needless to say, Arkadelphia's got to get another stop right here as it looks like they're going back to the man-to-man.
Good to see Hannah walk over to Haley and say, hey, that was on me. She did what she was supposed to do. And no one was more disappointed after that one, or shocked really, than Hannah was.
Nix does a good job of going right through that screen, Coach. Yeah, Mena's coach definitely was not happy about that. Now, let's see, the foul's going to be
on Haley Nix, I believe. Now they called that on Mary Jane Adame, her first personal foul. 4 team fouls called against Arkadelphia in the second quarter, 2 for Mena. Neither team close to the bonus yet.
And really, neither team's really in foul trouble other than Cooper for Arkadelphia, as Hannah Calhoun's coming to check in, as is Kaylin Rook. Definitely going a lot smaller, and it would appear that they're going to put Haley as the high post here in this against this zone. Surround them with shooters.
Nice rebound from Hannah Fanaki, and Jamari quickly the other way. See what she can do. It's 1-on-4, so she's going to pull that one out, swing it back around, get it to Kaylin, back to Jamari, and set up the offense. A little more of a 1-3-1 look now from Mena in their zone, as it had been looking more like a 2-3.
Well, now they're trying to take away the low post. They've been giving it up. As you see Ketcherson, she's not very big, but standing right in front of the high post, you just really don't want to take a chance of throwing it in there. And Calhoun's got to be ready to shoot that basketball.
You got your chances. There you go. Feet set, shot up, in and out, no good. Nice rebound by Kaylin Rook-Sims, and gets it back out. Nice job by Kaylin of keeping that ball on the Arkadelphia end of the floor.
Yeah, Calhoun can't hesitate to shoot that ball after the last result right there. She's got to be ready to step right in and knock it down, because she's definitely in there for that right now.
Yep. Gracie Lyle contesting the high post, but from the high side of that. And now you do see them double teaming back down on the low post.
Possession right now has gone pretty long, and not a bad look there by Calhoun. Just Ketcherson did a good job of getting her hand on the basketball, and now Arkadelphia's going to have to get the basketball in.
Jamari Whitaker's out here. She'll get her feet set. She might have it. Oh, man, she might have had a shot to
kind of gave up on it.
Chance to get a shot off. Nice high post pass there from Haley Nix. Feet set, shot up, Calhoun. That one's tipped. And she's got to have her feet set and ready to go, because shot takes a little bit longer than some of the other ones. Hannah Fanaki is whistled for the foul coming over from the backside on the penetration from Emily Wagner, and Wagner will go to the free throw line. That's 4 now on Fanaki, so Fanaki with 4, Haven Cooper with 4. Tough decision on what you do because you got to have some post defense in there if you're Coach Jonathan Klein.
On that point right there, Arkadelphia lackadaisical getting back in transition defense and allowed the Lady Bearcats to take advantage, but they're not taking advantage from the free throw line so far. So Arkadelphia, no harm, no foul. Even though she converts on 1 out of 2, still a 1-possession game right here.
Here's the pressure from Mena that we saw in the first half.
And I think it is good to have Kaylin Rook in right here. As you said, another ball handler. Kind of takes the pressure away just a little bit. Kind of relieves Jamari just a little bit. I see Kaylin be a little bit more aggressive too. They're going to give her the shot. They're going to look for Jamari a little bit more based off of.
Arkadelphia is going to call a timeout, and Coach Klein wants to talk about it. Reset our clock to 4:31. It's a full timeout. 33-30. The Lady Cats lead by 3, and we'll be back after the timeout. Back to action from Mena. It'll be Arkadelphia's ball in front of its own bench on its own side of the floor. The Lady Badgers trail by 3 midway through the fourth quarter. Mena does not change defenses. They come back out in the 1-3-1. Arkadelphia changed its set, getting someone to go down low. That's Olivia Locke, and Jamari Whitaker with the three-pointer just a little bit too strong. Different looking set that time on offense from the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers against the 1-3-1.
And credit the Lady Bearcats right there, limiting them just to one shot, put a body on a body and got the rebound, and now looking to extend the lead here under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Arkadelphia playing that man-to-man, and Nix got called that time for going through Lyle right at the top right there and trying to go through the screen. And if you look right there, Chris, they actually had the block-to-block screen once again wide open, no help. And if the foul wouldn't have been called right there, they'd have thrown it inside with an opportunity to score.
Man-to-man defense again. Here's a cross screen, or up screen, I guess, and now the cross screen. Mena's not able to take advantage of it. Now the backdoor cut gets Kesterson the wide open layup. 5-point lead, 3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Olivia Locke for 3, too strong. Rebound by Mena, and a foul is called on Haley Nix, and that's going to mean the 1-and-1 for the Mena Lady Cats. Mary Jane Adame is going to check back into the game. Probably getting Hannah Calhoun.
And Mary Jane definitely brings the good defensive presence, but really what you're getting right here now is an opportunity in this ball game where, depending on the free throw situation right here, though, it could stay at 5, it could get to 6, maybe 7 points, and Arkadelphia's struggling just a little bit to get some baskets here early on in this fourth quarter.
1-and-1 situation. The Lady Badgers get the rebound on the miss. That was Ashari Whitaker to Jamari, quickly up the floor. Lady Badgers really need an offensive possession here that results in points. Quick shot from 3 on the right wing, a one-shot possession, and Mena gets the rebound quickly ahead, and that should be Arkadelphia's ball.
It is. Good job there by Mary Jane of getting back, and I think she deflected it, and then it went off the hands of,
I think you're right.
It looks like that was Paige Evans right there, and so now they're going to go a little 2-2-1, just kind of slowing Arkadelphia up. No pressure really applied with it.
That foul is going to be on Mena's Emily Wagner. It's only the 3rd personal foul called against the Lady Cats this half, so they still have a long way to go before the 1-and-1 for Arkadelphia.
And that's Wagner's 4th personal foul, and it looked like Coach Wright there, he was clapping his hands. I think he thought there was going to be a walk before that, and luckily Nix wasn't called for it, and Arkadelphia maintains possession.
Arkadelphia fortunate that the flashing defender for Lady Cats was not able to get her hand on that cross-court pass. Haley Nix goes hard to the basket. She draws the foul on Emily Wagner, her 3rd personal foul. Actually, they call that one on Kiara Kesterson, so that's her 1st personal foul.
Yeah, so they switched the scoreboard up there and
Yeah.
took one away from Wagner. And I'll say this, Chris, I haven't seen all the games this year and all the teams for the Lady Badger opponents, but I'm telling you, I don't think there's a single player in this conference that goes to the basket more harder than Haley Nix, and she's going to make you pay for it, too.
She does it in practice, too. Just ask my son.
Got to capitalize right here and get something out of it.
Not able to get the free throw, a little bit flat on the first one. The second one hits the back of the rim, and Mena has the ball and a 5-point lead with 2:20 remaining. Great hustle by Jamari Whitaker. Arkadelphia in the man defense, a pack line man, not necessarily the traditional deny wall man, but the man defense that the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers use, and now they're going to have to extend that out and put pressure on the ball.
Mary Jane's got to get up and start applying the count right now, because Lady Bearcats are just content with just stopping the clock and making it run here, and now going to get the second chance right here. And so Lady Badgers got to extend out. Got to get the count started.
Yep.
Right now, you kind of have to start taking some chances, too, and either running and jumping or maybe fouling now and extending out. The Lady Bearcats haven't just shot it particularly well from the free throw line tonight, so might look at trying to foul and drag this thing out as long as you can.
Backdoor cut, not there. Now jump inside, and the steal by Mary Jane Adame, a jump ball, and the ball will go over to the Lady Badgers. So after all that, they are able to end up forcing a turnover, and now you're going to have full court pressure from Mena, trying not to allow Arkadelphia to inbound the ball quickly. Jamari Whitaker finds a hole across the court to Mary Jane Adame. Nice dish off from Mary Jane to Hannah Fanaki. Nice job of breaking the press by the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers, and Coach Klein calls the timeout. We're back to a one-possession game. That played right in to the hands of Lady Badgers. Nice outlet pass from Nix to Jamari. She went across court, and another cross-court pass on the block to Tanaki.
You can definitely tell the Lady Badgers were ready for that press break right there. Did a great job, as you mentioned, throwing diagonal passes right over the top of the pressure, and then a great dish off right there by Mary Jane to Hannah, and she does a good job of finishing the basket. So what you're looking at right here, Chris, is, as you mentioned, they're in the one-and-one situation, but with a minute left to go, down by 3, you're at least going to see perhaps some full court pressure right here, I would think. Some kind of press. You're either going to get a man press, maybe a zone press. And he may decide to back him up and get, it looks like, well, they're going to go a little three-quarter right here. So it looks like they're going to go a little 1-2-2 action.
Three-quarter court press, and Jamari Whitaker will be at the front of that.
Hoping to get this 10-second count right here and force him in. And now we got a trap. You got to close the trap down. You got it right where you wanted her. Just weren't able to rotate over.
We're going to leave the camera out wide so you can see how Mena tries to spread the floor. Foul is called on Jamari Whitaker, only her second. It'll be still a 1-and-1 situation for Mena. And Arkadelphia is going to need to get this rebound and hope for a missed shot, get the rebound, and you got a chance to tie the game up with 48.5 seconds actually left in the game.
Ketcherson, the junior right here, has done a great job of managing the basketball game all day, and you got to think that down the stretch here, that's probably who you want to have the ball in their hands and unable to knock the free throws down. So Arkadelphia, let's see if they go for the three here, if they're going to elect to try to get something quick with 40 seconds to go. I know who I'd want to shoot it perhaps right here, and that's maybe not the shot they were looking for, but needless to say, they're going to have to get up and pressure right now. 31 seconds.
31.3 seconds remaining. Arkadelphia is going to have to get a stop and a score. Oh, sorry about the camera there. Oh. Steal by Jamari. Mary Jane goes down, kicks it. The Lady Badgers still have a chance. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Out of bounds. We're going to say it is Mena's ball. Great hustle that time by the Lady Badgers, particularly Jamari Whitaker and Mary Jane Adame, two seniors. There's another chance to get a steal, but Mena's able to get away, and now they're going to try to dribble out the clock. Arkadelphia is going to have to foul, and there's the foul with 1.7 seconds remaining.
And in that instance right there, Chris, there's 12 seconds on the clock. I'm expecting perhaps even more of a full court pressure look right there and denying them to getting the basketball in. And Coach Klein elected to still go back to that three-quarter 1-2-2 look, and they just weren't able to foul quick enough in that situation. So it's really a tough situation now. 1.7 seconds on the clock. You use the timeout, maybe try to, in a sense, ice the shooter with a 1-and-1 situation, but now you're talking about a missed shot and then a heave to the other end. And not saying it's unlikely, but you don't like the percentages.
Yeah, the percentages are not. It was a good look the Lady Badgers had, and it was a good fortune for the Lady Badgers. They were able to have a shot after you had the missed three-pointer. The ball went out of bounds. You had a defensive substitution. You got a steal. Arkadelphia about Mary Jane. Instead of going up and trying to draw it, she kicked it back out, and Hashari had a good look at a three-pointer. That's all you can ask for. The shot just off the back of the rim, just a little bit too strong, and Mena was able to get the rebound.
Sometimes you have coaches that will elect to use a timeout right there and draw something up. Sometimes you want to let your teams play through it right there and not allow the other team to set up a defensive look. So regardless of what the situation is, as you mentioned, you still got a good look and a good opportunity for the Lady Badgers. Just unfortunate that it didn't go down. So we'll see right here what the Lady Badgers are able to do. Off the miss, you got to play it, and you really don't even have a chance to get a pass.
The hands of Hannah Fanaki, and just let her chunk it. Well, it's all academic now. And Mena is up by 4 with 1.7 seconds left.
They're going to get the lone senior out of the ball game right
here.
The
lone senior, Tately Thacker, the 6-foot senior, gets a nice round of applause from the home crowd, the only senior on the roster. And Gracie Lyle gets the free throw to go, and that'll about do it. But
it's like Coach Klein's just going to draw up a yellow. And I'll say this too. There's certain points in this season where you don't know when you're going to have a situation like this. You might be presented with a situation like this later on, and you're only down by maybe 2 or 3 points, and so you are drawing something up. So I've got no issue necessarily in this instance, maybe perhaps working on something like that. I know you don't really see it a lot, but maybe that's just something he's thinking about. Hey, this might present itself at some point during postseason play, and we need to be ready for it if it does.
That's right. That's exactly why that timeout was called, and you'll have 1.7 seconds. Of course, you're not going to face any defense. You're basically going to be running this on air, and so Lady Badgers are going to see if they can. Jamari Whitaker will have a shot at the buzzer, and it's no good, and that is your final score. The Mena Lady Cats defeat the Arkadelphia Badgers, Lady Badgers, 37-32 in a game that had momentum swings for Arkadelphia and for Mena. And unfortunately for the Lady Badgers, Garrett, the Mena Lady Cats were able to get the momentum down the stretch when it mattered the most, and that was the difference in this ball game.
Well, Coach Klein and his staff are going to go back and they're going to see that there were some missed opportunities, especially late in this ball game, and credit the defense there, as you said, giving them opportunities, getting steals. Didn't just get the shot to fall right there to tie the ball game, but Lady Badgers, as we said, they've kind of had a little bit of momentum going. This is kind of a tough place to come and play, and they handled themselves pretty well today. Unfortunate that they didn't come out with a victory, but you're hoping now that it would appear that they'll be playing against Hope here Monday at 4 o'clock, so that will perhaps maybe give them a little momentum as they get ready to come into postseason play Monday.
That'll wrap up the girls' game. 37-32, again, the final, as Arkadelphia will be the 6th seed in the district tournament Monday afternoon, and they'll face the Hope Lady Bobcats Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and we'll be on the air at that time. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll stick around with our live stream, and the boys will be in action here in about 8 minutes.